Hey, how's it going guys? Shreyas Bhardwaj, top1%.fit, and in today's video, I'll tell you how you can build muscle and strength without having access to heavy weights. Of course, when you're at the gym and you have access to all sorts of equipments, it gives you a lot more variety in your training and it allows you to progressively overload with heavy weights, which allows you to build muscle and strength. And that brings us to our first point, progressive overload. This is absolutely crucial, as in it is the heartbeat of training. Without progressively overloading, you cannot possibly build strength or muscle. What does this even mean? What is progressive overload? It simply means over time getting stronger at your lifts by either increasing the volume or the number of reps that you do, or simply by increasing the weights. And increasing weights is simply the most superior form of progressive overload. It's as simple as that, especially when it comes to your compound movements. Your squat, your deadlift, your bench press, your overhead press, your bent over rows, pull-ups. Those are the main compound movements where you need to progressively overload and start lifting heavier and heavier in order to build muscle and strength. However, that being said, it doesn't mean that without actually increasing weights, you cannot progressively overload at all. There's still so much you can do. There's so many other training variables that you can manipulate and improve on in order to build muscle and strength. There's so much you can do to train at home without having access to any sort of equipments in order to build muscle and strength for a long period of time. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, you're intermediate, or you're advanced. Every single person can build muscle and strength without actually having access to heavy weights. And I'm going to tell you in this video exactly how to do that. So make sure you watch it till the very end to understand exactly how to build muscle and strength without having access to heavy weights. So without any further ado, let's get started right away. The numbers don't lie. You need to progressively overload, and to ensure that you do it the right way, you need to maintain a notepad, either in the form of a book or opening an app in your phone and writing down what exercise you're doing, how much weight you're lifting, for how many reps and how many sets. It's very simple. Each and every week, each and every workout session, try to do just a little bit better than the previous workout session. That's how you progressively overload over a long period of time. This is absolutely very critical, very crucial if you want long-term results. Anybody that's lifted weights before successfully and made any sorts of decent progress absolutely does this. The main three training variables that allow you to progressively overload are weights, reps and sets. Let's take weight out of the equation because you don't have access to heavy weights. Even then, with whatever you have, your little dumbbell or kettlebell or rice sack or a bag full of books, whatever you have at home, you need to get creative and try to progressively overload a little bit in a measurable quantity week after week. That's done. And then the second thing, try to do a little more reps. Of course, train within the desired rep range. If you want to train for strength, you want to train, let's say, under 8 reps, mainly focus on that. And if you want to train for hypertrophy or muscle building, train somewhere between 8 to 15 or 8 to 20 reps even. You can go that high and it will allow you to build muscle efficiently. And the third variable, of course, the number of sets. Add in an additional set, as it will allow you to increase the total amount of volume of training that you do, which will help you increase your strength and also build more muscle. So, weights, reps and sets are the three primary training variables. These are absolutely important in the long term, and you need to progress in terms of these three primary variables if you want to make any sort of progress. But apart from that, there's also secondary training variables which you can tweak in your training program in order to get results. So the first secondary training variable I want to talk about here is time under tension. That is for how long your muscle is under tension while doing an exercise. For example, let's say you're doing bicep curls, right? If you do just 10 reps of bicep curls, your biceps are in time under tension for not that long. Instead, if you do it for 15 reps, you're under time under tension for longer. And another way to increase the time under tension is to slow down the eccentric part of your movement. That is the easier part of the movement. For example, in a bicep curl, when you're going down, as in your bicep muscle is stretching, that's the eccentric part of the movement. Generally, you can lift 30% more weight in the eccentric part of your movement as compared to the concentric part. So that makes a lot of difference. Slow down the eccentric part of your movement. If you're taking 1 second to get up, then bring it down over the next 2 seconds. Slow down the eccentric and it will definitely help you increase the time under tension. And that brings us to our next point, that is peak concentration. Let's say you're doing the bicep curl. At the very top of the movement, you hold and squeeze and feel that muscle, feel that concentration when your muscle is completely contracted, and then slowly bring it down. Rather than just doing a rep which looks like this, up and down, just 1 second doing a rep, that's not much time under tension, that's not much eccentric action, that's not enough peak concentration. Rather than that, try doing it this way. Bring it down over 1 second, hold it up for another second, and then bring it down slowly over the next 2 seconds. That's 4 seconds for one full rep, which definitely makes sure that you can't lift that heavy weights, and you'll have to drop your ego, drop the weights, which means lesser weight can get you the same amount of results. Isn't that amazing? It's simply the amount of effort you're putting into each rep. That's simple. If you're training so easy that it's like walking in a park, it's like you can talk to somebody while you're doing an exercise, that's way too easy. It's not intense enough to actually give you real results. The next tip I have for you is start doing unilateral exercises. What do I mean? Let's say you don't have enough heavy weights to do a proper barbell back squat because it takes a lot of weight and you don't have that at home. What you can do is start training unilaterally, one leg at a time. You can do something like a Bulgarian split squat, which is an amazing exercise to target your legs, which will allow you to progressively overload and lift heavy without actually needing the same amount of weights as a barbell back squat. Of course, eventually to reach your full potential of strength and hypertrophy, that is muscle gain, you will have to progressively overload in terms of weights. But when you don't have access to heavy weights and you're held back due to the lack of equipments or whatever it is, this is an amazing option to continue to make progress. So definitely make the most out of unilateral exercises. That could be Bulgarian split squats or single leg RDLs or kettlebell clean and overhead press, one arm rows, and there's so many other unilateral exercise variations which don't require nearly as much weight as its bilateral variation. So definitely keep this tip in mind. And the next tip I have for you is going to make even light weights feel a lot more heavier. And that is because of what you do just before doing the main exercise, which is pre-fatiguing your muscles, either in the form of isometric exercises such as a wall sit or an elbow plank, or doing an easier variation of an exercise with the similar movement pattern or something that targets the same muscle group, such as let's say you have 2 light dumbbells with which you're going to do dumbbell bench press. But the weight is simply not heavy enough for you to train effectively. What you could do is right before you do that dumbbell bench press with those pinky dumbbells, okay, pinky dumbbells are just not something you can work with. Decently heavy dumbbells but not heavy enough dumbbells, let's just stick to that. Alright, what you can do is you can do a set of push-ups right before it, and then without any rest you jump right into doing the dumbbell bench press, which is an effective form of overloading your muscles because you're reducing the rest between sets, which is a great variable. Let's say you're lifting super heavy, you will be forced to rest a lot between sets as compared to the amount of rest that you need when you're lifting lighter weights. So without taking any rest is going to make your muscles fatigued, which means you don't need heavier weights to get the same stimulus out of training. This is a great tip. You can check out this video to see how I trained at home without really having access to heavy weights or any sort of fancy equipments to make the same amount of progress by being creative with my exercise selections and then programming it in a smart way. The workout, the sets, reps, and a proper template is all provided in there, which is definitely going to be a lot of use to you. So I highly recommend you check this video out. That being said, being creative and using your brain is really important when you're training at home. You can't just have the conventional mindset of, hey, I don't have barbell and heavy weights, I don't have this heavy machine to do leg press or whatever it is, so I can't really train. That's not true. As long as you're creative enough and you know and understand some of the basics of how to train, you can definitely get it done. Again, watch this video, it's definitely going to help a lot. And lastly guys, before I end this video, one last final tip. Invest in proper training equipments if you want to see long-term results and you plan on training at home. You don't really need to spend a fortune to train at home. You don't need a full freaking power rack and cable system and fancy cardio machines and all of that. If you have the money to afford all of that, sure, why not? Go ahead. But really, if you have a low budget, you don't want to spend a lot of money on training, you don't have to. You just have to plan properly and then get the very bare essentials to mint out the most out of it and get great results. I'm talking about a few resistance bands, a pull-up bar, a dip bar, a kettlebell, maybe a dumbbell, barbell and weight set, which is again a little bit more expensive than absolutely nothing, little bit more expensive than resistance bands, but still is going to help you out a lot if you're serious about your fitness progress. Also getting a Swiss ball is going to help, an ab rollout equipment, and that's about it. That's all you need to get started with. Eventually you can start building up your own proper home gym like I've been doing over the past 3+ years, and right now I don't really need to go out anywhere. I can train at the comfort of my home, but then again it's taken me time to build this home gym, and I'm glad I did. I really am. So hope these tips in this video helped you out in training at home without having access to heavy ass weights. If it did, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you get all the notifications on time and you can get more quality information, more entertainment and just more top 1%. And share this video to all your friends who are planning on training at home but don't really have access to equipments or can't afford to go to a gym or whatever it is. And until next time, take care, stay hungry.